welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because the reptilians don't take days off, and they haven't been taking any days off, Ollie. Because
always seems to happen on the weekend, doesn't it, mate? Always seems we break up, we put the omnibus out, and then the fucking shit hits the fan.
Well, it's a famous thing, isn't it? The Friday news dump. You heard of that before?
Is it Friday when the news dump comes out?
Generally, because what happens is it's a bit different now, because obviously you've got like 24-hour news, you've got online stuff and things like that. But stories that newspapers, for instance, or governments articles that newspapers were paid to like suppress, and things that governments didn't want to get out, they would have their embargo, like release embargoes, and their like I'm saying about things being paid to be hushed up, all scheduled to go out on Friday. Because if you could stick it out on Friday, it's the fucking weekend. Who cares about that? You know, everyone wants to go out, do stuff for the family and things. And then Monday rolls around, and nobody's bothered reading the articles that you put out on Friday.
Right.
So it was like it was kind of
sense.
the way. Yeah, before digital media, it was the way of sticking things to the bottom of the algorithm.
Yeah. Well, before we go absolutely balls deep with this, we would like you to go balls deep by sharing the podcast. So if you've been listening for a while and you've not left us a 5-star review,
we hate you.
What are you doing? Give us a 5-star review.
If
you're sick of the adverts and you've got a few bob in your bank, consider becoming a patron. Oh, is that okay, Lee? Is that plugged? Pluggage?
I think so. Well, unfortunately, it's not the only thing that's going to stay plugged through this episode.
Yeah, it's a bad choice of words.
So, if anyone's tuning into this podcast expecting X22 levels of research and in-depth knowledge of all of the emails that have been put out, I'm not going to lie, this is not the fucking show for you.
We're hitting it while it's fresh.
It's not just fresh. It's like unless you're in it, and like it's like this is your focus. You'll get certain people where like Trump's their focus, or fucking Israel's their focus, or fucking Free Palestine's their fucking their focus. There's too much. Like, there's too much, and it just fucking appeared. And I said the first person I saw put something out was Glenn Greenwald, and then I kept seeing lots of stuff. There's fake emails being put out there. There's real emails being put out there. The ones with, in fact, I'll bring that one up first to tell you about, because it's kind of like one of the.
Well, just while you're bringing that up, this is it, Lee, because you know something's hit the fan because there's so much fake stuff being put out there, and like to kind of like steelman what you've just said about this is not for the show for you. I think this is the fucking show for you, because we're the cool uncle around the dinner table, or we're the guy in the pub that you want to have a conversation with, and we're all in it together, Pete, baby. Pete, you're going to call you people, but I'll call you baby because it's quite fitting for this show.
That is that's a fact. Like we're going to try and play and learn. So there was a email that was put out that had Elon Musk involved. I'll paraphrase this because it was a fake email. And it was basically Elon Musk turned around. That was Epstein had emailed Musk apparently about sending a helicopter. Musk had sent one saying he couldn't make it, and then he sent he thinks what was the like he wants to know when the fucking parties were, like when the best parties were.
Right.
That was kind of the email chain. So this one is confirmed by email Elon Musk as being real. So this is an email in 2013 from Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. So we don't know what this is a reply. So we don't know what the one before this was, and it starts. Do you think I'm retarded? This is Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. Just kidding. There's no one over 25 and all. There's no one over 25 and all very cute. And then it was underneath it was, I run lead product designer engineer for two complicated companies. I was desperate to say countries then for some reason.
I could tell.
Yeah. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN developments do nothing would be an unwise use of my time. Any plans? And then there was that. And I think this was to Jeff. Was this from Jeffrey Epstein? No, to Jeffrey Epstein. Any plans for my New York? For New York, the opening of the General Assembly may be interesting. People coming to the house. So he's basically the whatever Elon was whatever Epstein was asking Elon there beforehand was to get him to come to something. I'd love to know what the email was before that for him to reply like, "Do you think I'm retarded? Just kidding. There's no one over 25 and all very cute." That's like I want to see the email before that. But that one there was tweeted by a guy called Liquidity on Lit Capital on X, and Elon Musk replied to him saying, "There's a lot of fake emails flying around, but this one is real. It's easy to tell when something is written by me or whether it's fake because my writing style is very clear." So
Elon Musk has said this interaction between him and Jeffrey Epstein actually happened.
Yes, and it seems that the other one with him asking where the parties were was faked, which I'm quite happy about.
Has Elon Musk said anything about interacting with Jeffrey Epstein in the past?
He's definitely interacted with him before.
Yeah, but has he kind of made a point of it? Like, say, well, I've met the guy. He was a bit of a dick. You know, has he ever said?
No, I think he's kind of played the whole non-plus card. I just I had meetings with them. I was a bit nonplussed about it all, and never went to the island type thing.
Well, this is kind of the thing here for me is you got a smart guy like Elon Musk. Now let's play devil's advocate for a second, and let's say that Elon's done some heinous things, because I don't think I'm kind of on the Elon side that I hope he's a good guy.
I don't know if he's a good guy, but I don't think he's this guy.
Right. But one thing's for sure, he's a smart guy. Does a smart guy arrange to do all these heinous things through email so that somebody has got a record of these emails? Somebody can screenshot it. You know, there is a trace of email. Do they work like that?
There's been an incredible amount of people posting emails to each other, mate, with some incredibly wild things that we're going to talk about in a minute.
That's what I can't seem to get about these people. Is there must be some severe trust there?
No, I think there's a never forget, right? I don't think a 70-year-old Clinton, for instance, I don't know how old Clinton is, 75, 78, 80.
No, you're probably about it. He'd be in his 70s, yeah, definitely.
I don't think that Clinton at that age has had any more understanding when he was 30 about the internet and what the impact the internet would have as another 70-year-old you'll meet. I think there was maybe you could nudge it down a little bit, because obviously lots of these people would know what was going on with the with spying and things like that. But I think there was definitely there was more of a sense of privacy, like with that. Like people used to think that the internet was kind of like their television window, where like if you watch a TV show, no one really knows what television program you're watching. But whereas now everybody knows everything that you're doing, and we all know everybody knows whatever you're doing. You know, like that's the way it is. So I think there's an element of that. I don't think it's all of it. I think there's just an element of not understanding how widespread this surveillance was going to get, and how maybe people understood how far it was going to get, but maybe they didn't understand how quickly it was going to get there. Then there's the safety of power. I think that's the big one.
So it's like, well, I'm sending this to him, he's sending this to me. We're both extremely powerful people.
No one's ever going to see this. Yeah, no one's ever going to see this. We're dealing with presidents, prime ministers, and kings. You know, like the this is there's a reason we refer to them as the elite. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I still can't get this right. If there was all this stuff, like make no fucking make no doubts. There's two things going on here, and one of them has to be true, because nothing works if one of them isn't true. So if you've got like this ultra high class elite that are doing awful things, then either there is an equally powerful entity, which I don't think we really know if that's true. I don't think we know who that would be even, because I don't think it's like I don't think it's Trump, because we didn't get this in the first like Trump administration. Do you know what I mean? I don't. I'm not buying the QAnon. I'm not buying the Trump is the savior type thing. Like I'm not. We'll talk about the Trump emails in a little bit, but I'm not buying like trust the plan. But something's put these emails out. So that's one solution to why they're there. The other darker solution is that the people that are perpetrating these things anyway are putting them out themselves to keep us fucking busy for some other ungodly reason. Remember, we only talk about things because we're supposed to be talking about them.
Yeah.
Secrets
I was
can be kept.
thinking this with all the ICE stuff that's happened recently.
Well, I think the ICE stuff that's happened recently, I think that, because I said to you about it, might be that might be going down to hide the Trump stuff. But then I realized what it's actually doing is it's hiding the fraud in Minnesota, because everyone stopped talking about the fraud in Minnesota and they only talk about the ICE stuff now. So I mean, it's same principle. It's a cover screen for something. There is absolutely no way in my mind that if you go right back to the Epstein stuff, that if you can have this network going on of blackmail, just maybe it's like maybe blackmail is like the byproduct of it. Maybe the whole thing was like some sort of fucking elite sex fucking thing. I don't think like the way it's explained to us, like, oh, you know, there was hundreds of CDs on the island, there was hundreds of CDs in his home. Do you think it would be that haphazard?
No.
Right, you've got like Dukes of Hazzard, you've got Batman, Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2 on your shelf. Then you've got Bill Clinton, sex orgy. Then in your house you've got like a couple of DVDs of some other celebrity. It's all so fucking sporadic and spread about, and it also like we would say that when this happened, was it Trump was in power when this happened. So you go, right, okay, well, what was going on with the files and stuff like that with the FBI then? Then people say, well, the FBI were corrupt then. That was before Trump could actually get his people in, which he's done now. He's got people he can trust in. Well, then that would suggest that the evidence would have disappeared. So why are we seeing it now?
Well, it got me thinking today. You know, when you sent me that video, you said watch the video on Rachel Chandler. So I watched the video on Rachel Chandler while I was playing squash, and I started to think about a lot of this stuff, and like with some of the imagery that's coming out, and I don't want to go down a fucking AI rant, but I've said for a while that I believe that the elites that are in power, whether it be government or military or whatever, they're way ahead in technology. I think that maybe the whole AI.
Can I just say something there, right? Just quickly before you carry on.
Yeah, but don't let me forget my train of thought.
Well, let you forget your train of thought. But I just want to say we have absolutely no evidence that the elite have.
I know we've got no evidence.
Superior technology to, but
I do think they do. They do. But anyway, especially you know with the let's just fuck it. Let's make AI free for everybody. I'm wondering now if whatever's behind this fucking Epstein thing and some other things is so fucking. It'll if it comes out, it will destroy so many of these fuckers. That they're right. We'll give them this. They're not supposed to have it. Give them it, because it's the only thing we're going to be able to use. The only protection we're going to have in 2027, 2026.
I've been saying this for years.
Is the AI stuff?
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's give them it.
I think AI video is like, and I'm happy to put myself out there as a crazy Pizzagate lunatic. I think the insertion of generative AI video is a direct response to the worry that the frazzle drip video or something like that will surface online.
Because also the service mate doesn't make sense if you think about it. Let's make it fucking free. We'll make it free for everybody.
Yeah, well, it's not free.
No, but it is. Anybody can get their hands on it, and everybody can make a few videos a day free. Everybody can make images free.
Not long.
But yeah, I think that's the reason why. Anyway, let's we're 18 minutes in. Let's get on with these emails.
One of my favorites, Bill Gates, the
Billy
Boy's thing. I won't bring it up on screen. Billy caught a STD off a Russian prostitute.
Is this a verified email?
This is a verified email from Jeffrey Epstein. I think this one was referred, so this was from Jeffrey Epstein to Jeffrey Epstein, but I think Bill was CC'd in or something like that. I'll summarize it because I've read it, because it's quite a long email. Bill Gates has since he's taken all comments off his social media posts, so you can't leave comments on Bill Gates stuff anymore. Bill Gates emailed Jeffrey Epstein to say, "Motherfucker, I've caught something off a Russian prostitute." He then goes on to say, "I need you to sort me out with some antibiotics for it. And I also need you to sort me out with antibiotics because I need to give them to Melinda without her knowing."
I think me and you talking about that's kind of like
it's illegal.
It sounds a bit illegal, doesn't it?
No, it is illegal. You can't give people fucking medication without informed consent, regardless of fucking anything else. I mean, in fact,
I can't tranquilize my wife without her consent.
I'm reasonably convinced. Of course, it would be. Of course, it would be illegal to have sex with someone when you know you've got an STD.
You would have thought so, yeah.
No, I fucking know so. No, not that I've done it or had it done to me, but I know it. I know it's a thing. But like the thing that makes me, I mean, Melinda. It is Melinda Gates, isn't it?
I thought it was Belinda because I always thought it was weird that he picked a missus that had the same
Ollie.
start as him.
But you're retarded.
Is the name never been Belinda?
No, it's Melinda.
Oh, it's kind of got a ring to it though, Belinda.
I would like it if people referred to them as Belinda.
I can see that. Great couple.
See,
they should get remarried.
You myth should do. Right, she divorced Bill, Big Billy style, because of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. She's on record saying she was uncomfortable with his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and she basically said, "I don't want you to hang around with that guy anymore." He continued to. She divorced him. Wild.
And she's still alive as well.
Yeah, what shit does she have?
I reckon she's got an insurance policy.
Yeah, dead man switch somewhere.
Yeah.
So that was quite a fun one. There was another one that this was a handwritten what was it?
Just quickly,
this was a handwritten tip.
I do think it's quite ironic that the head of Microsoft didn't have antivirus.
Yeah. This was a handwritten. Maybe he was using Windows Defender. That's why it didn't work. This was a handwritten tip sent to the SNDY office. Someone can help me with where that is. But luckily enough, someone has been smart enough, because the handwriting is really scruffy. Someone was smart enough to go underneath and say, "Grok, transcribe this for me." And Grok did transcribe it. Jeffrey Epstein organized a lot of redacted trafficking. Redacted, Grandma Pa owned a jewelry business in studio in house in Bay de Keys. Go with it. Would sell jewelry to Jeffrey Epstein, J.E. Grandma would refer to Jeffrey Epstein as a friend, my friend, over the mountain. During the incident, repeat the above text. Mom didn't remain in the house and would only pick up and drop off. Redacted, family knew Jeffrey Epstein as long as redacted can remember. Other trafficking instances involved high prominence people. Redacted, assumed Jeff Epstein organized the trafficking because Mom wouldn't have those connections. Jeb Bush, Tom Hanks, and others has list. Mom would receive checks in the mail because she was Native American tribe. Mom told redacted she worked, but it cuts off there, and that's the end of the letter. So the idea there is that you've got a family helping like child trafficking for Jeffrey Epstein to various people. But I mean, Jeb Bush is obviously a prominent US figure, but the fucking Tom Hanks being in there, I find very interesting. You know, Tom Hanks has been under the fucking microscope of conspiracy theorists and Pizzagate enthusiasts for a long time.
A long time. Yeah. I find it quite strange, some of the things these people do to get themselves in the spotlight for people like us. Like, for example, the pictures of like a little shoe on the floor, little glove,
The big one for me with him was the Isaac Cappy thing. That I can't remember whether it was the same day or the week before. When Isaac Cappy was going on YouTube doing YouTube lives, outing all these people, celebrities, Hollywood filmmakers, the Isaac Cappy story is wild. So, do you know much about that?
I know he died.
Right. So Isaac Cappy was I would say, F-list celebrity. He did a couple of parts. I think he was in an Avengers film as like a shopkeeper. I'm sure that was what he did in one of the Avengers films. But like he was one of these actors that was kind of in the scene. He was hanging around with some of the big people. He was getting like small talky parts in things. But like he was
like an extra.
Yeah, and he had Seth Green, who was the ginger-headed lad in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
He best mates with Macaulay Culkin.
Yes, he is. And so he was friends with Isaac Cappy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skipping a lot of stuff here. Yeah, because he was doing like 3-hour-long lives just talking to the camera. He was brought in essentially, even in his like part of the thing, as you could see, because like regardless of whether what he was saying was true or not, that guy was losing his mind on streams. You could see him slowly losing his mind. You can go, I'm sure you can find them somewhere if you go to like Rumble or BitChute or something like that. You'll be able to find these things now, because they're not on YouTube anymore. And one of the things that really hit a chord with me was he basically turned around and said, "Look, I've done some terrible things. I've done terrible things." I think he went like, I think he did what he was told to do. But he referred to going to Seth. Obviously, this is all alleged. He went to Seth Green's house apparently, and he had a false wall in his living room. I'm sure he said it was the living room, and behind that was kind of like a little bat cave of like kiddie porn and stuff like that.
So this is in Isaac Cappy's.
No, Seth Green.
This is in Seth Green's
house.
Right.
And Seth Green showed Isaac Cappy, like he brought him in to show him what was
I remember this story. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, he then like this is then the beginning of his story, where he goes on like naming all the people you would imagine, from the big film directors to the big actors, all of them. And
because that's when he went, "I'm done," isn't it? That's when he went, "I'm done with with being in the movie industry." You know, these are fucking satanic people.
See, I don't think that's what happened.
You don't?
No, I think he went all the way. I think he did the same things. The abuse, the murder. I think he did it, and I think it broke him. That's when he says, "I've done terrible things." I think that's what's broke. I think he was given the key card to the room, and he did it, and he couldn't live with himself, and it made him go insane.
What? How could you want something so bad to do something like that? That's why I can't fucking.
Talking to your microphone, mate.
I said, how could you want something so bad to do something that bad?
I think the what's the best way to put this without it making me sound like a monster? I think people's prices for anything are far lower than they think they are. Like you can have a conversation with some guy at a bar, like your buddies and stuff like that sat around the table, and everyone can be fucking macho and going, yeah, man, like I wouldn't get fucked in the ass for $1 million. No, I wouldn't get fucked in the ass for $1 million. But that's because you've never had a guy that fancied you enough to go, I've got £1 million here, Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
You can have this if I can have you. And chances of that happening, very fucking slim.
Hang about.
Very.
Why is he having me and not you?
Because it's my story.
Okay.
But like that, but the chances of this happening, very fucking slim, Ollie, to either of us, regardless of how sexy my big head is now.
Is he well endowed?
Yes.
Oh.
But the thing is, like, it's probably never going to happen. So it's really easy. It's really easy to turn around and say, I wouldn't do something when you're never going to have the opportunity to do it. It's like me turning around and saying, I wouldn't have a Ferrari. God, I'd much rather drive a Ford Focus.
Yeah, but I know you. You know me. Not capable of true fucking evil. So what happens to a person like that to make them do and fair?
Well,
he regretted
point,
the
Ollie.
true evil, but he still dipped his toe into true evil.
But this is my point. It's not until you know what you're being offered. Like, you could turn around. So it depends, doesn't it? There is very little you wouldn't do to protect your family. Your child, for instance, yeah?
Yeah.
It's that thing you've got. It's an uncomfortable fucking thought experiment, isn't it?
So you think there could be threats on the line here as well?
No, I don't think there's threats. What I'm trying to say is, until you're put in a position with somebody offering you everything you've ever wanted, but you've got to join the club. We've all joined the club. If you want this, you have to join the club.
Thank you.
But we don't know. That's what, we don't know what the reward is. Is the reward just acting jobs? Well, it seems extreme. Is the reward but acting jobs come with money? Okay, people will do an awful lot for money. Fame, people will do an awful lot for fame. When you hear the likes of the girl from Orange Is the New Black talking to Whitney Cummings, was it? Whitney Cummings? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
She was the one that was talking about the gold juice. Gold juice, yeah.
And she said the gold juice, that says I can have whatever I want and live forever.
It's basically offering someone the chance to be it's kind of a vampire, that, isn't it?
No,
if you're drinking fucking children's blood. If you're drinking children's blood and you can live forever, you're a vampire.
The problem is, you're by inserting the word vampire, you take the seriousness of the situation away, because you're inserting a mythical being into a real conversation.
Okay, you're a real vampire.
But no, because do you live in a coffin? Do you go all of a sudden get allergic to sunlight and garlic?
They probably do fucking live in a coffin.
But that's what I'm trying to say is I think everybody's buyout would be uncomfortably low, because what I was going to say about getting bummed was everyone could say they wouldn't do it for $1 million. For $1 million, million's a lot of money, and they'll never have put in front of them. But on the other hand, Dolly, 100 grand's a lot of money as well.
I'm not getting bummed from 100 grand.
Do you know what? I do not believe for a split second if someone stood there in front of you with 100 grand on a table and said, I'll take 5 minutes, Ollie. Think how long you sit at work for, slaving away, having half of it ripped away from you for tax. Am I going to get taxed on this? Think about how many, just hang on. Think about how many uncomfortable hours you spend at work to try and make that money. This is all the only point I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to get you to agree to it, Ollie. You don't have to. I'm not offering. But what I'm just trying to explain the point is when people say that no, you couldn't do that. No one could do that. I think it would be uncomfortable when faced with certain rewards. How far a lot of people would go.
I suppose I've never been in that situation where I've, got no money and someone really wants a piece of my ass.
But the thing is, and this is where we also don't get the other side of the... If this is how it's working, we don't know what the reward is. Yeah?
There's something on the table, isn't
exactly,
there?
So
on the...
You can't... Don't get me wrong. I'm sure... See, this is the thing. I think most of the time, if this is what's going on, the people that are brought in, I think are carefully vetted, and they're probably vetted on perversions and persuasions.
Right.
So that means people like you and me would never get fucking asked to do this because it's too fucking complicated. I think...
One second. I think I get what you're saying here.
Yeah.
So what you're saying here is Bill Gates, once upon a time, was a cool guy in his garage making computers. But at one point in Bill Gates' life, something was put on the table that was just too good because Bill Gates had, he'd worked a long time in these garages doing with these computer parts, and it was only going so far when somebody came along and he gave Gatesy the key to, pardon the pun, the gate, and he took it.
I mean, we weren't necessarily talking about Bill Gates. We were talking about Isaac Cappy.
No, I know, but I think what you're saying there is these people may have actually started out as normal people.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know whether you'd say Bill Gates. Bill Gates is so old now that you don't know when these people get brought in. There's a lot of bloodline stuff go on too. I think there's people. I think there's people that are brought in at like the lower levels, but I think the guys that are making the decisions, their families have been in there for hundreds of years. I think some of the reasons they get into the ritual side of it is because they were probably used in the ritual side of it as children, so they grow up thinking that's completely normal, and like their psyches are broken from a young age anyway.
Yep.
But sorry, back to the Isaac Cappy thing to finish that story off to wrap it up with Tom Hanks. I think it was the week before Isaac Cappy killed himself. Supposedly killed himself by throwing himself off a Passover on a freeway. Tom Hanks took a photograph of, I can't remember whether it was a glove on the floor.
I think it was a glove.
Or whether it was actual roadkill, I can't remember. But I know he tagged it roadkill on Instagram, and then it might have even been 24 hours before. It was less than 2 weeks. Sorry, it was like more than an hour, less than 2 weeks. And then that was the bridge Isaac Cappy threw himself off.
Coincidence, mate.
But Cappy was going wild, saying that he was having voices projected into his head and all sorts. Like there was, I think he even said that he had a girlfriend with him that said she heard the voices that he was hearing at one point too.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking crazy stuff going on. One of the tweets that was put out, this was an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Redacted on Friday the 24th of April 2009. It simply reads, "Are you okay? Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video." That's a bit weird.
I mean, I can't think what else it could mean. I mean, unless it's like a fucking kinky video with someone with nipple clamps on, or is it some of these fucking pictures that we're seeing on X at the moment, which even though they're just shitty drawings, they are so fucking hard to look at.
This was an email from redacted to redacted regarding interview purported Epstein victim. So this is an Epstein victim. I won't say the beginning bit because it kind of said in the second bit. So I tell you, this is coming from this is to the FBI New York, and this is coming from the proposed victim. I'd like to add another few points disclosed by the purported victim. Whilst on his yacht, he witnessed an African American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. This is going to be a nightmare for monetization. He was a victim of a type of ritual sacrifice in which his feet were cut with that it's another word for a scalpel that I can't say, right. But left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their innards being removed, and the individuals eating the feces from the intestines.
Oh my God.
He was also raped by George Bush 1. So
is this one, is this a
this is the report from it seems to be a report from someone in FBI New York summarizing some of the
is this official?
Allegations. Yeah, it's just this is part of the official FBI drops of the Epstein drops that are on the government website. Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore. This is just the creative true pundit. This is just the bottom bit saying about it, but obviously the George Bush part is the important part of that. What's this one?
This is fucking madness, mate.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Where's the... So
you see, because I'm sure with some of this stuff, there's gonna be things that are there to fuck the case up. You know what I mean? That people will send in, and I'm not saying this is, but this is wild.
So, this is one of the ones that. So this person, which I should say now, has been reported. It's because people have been a bit cheeky with some of these emails, especially when it comes to the Trump stuff. They are cutting off. They're giving the complaint summary, notable names as in who's involved, and then not the second column. The third column, which is whether the witness was credible. The witness to this the witness to this was said to have been not credible and reported immediately for psychiatric evaluation. However, right, it's if we look past and I want there to be a team of good guys. I'm just saying that I want there to be a team of good guys. But if you were to change the word Donald Trump here for Joe Biden, everyone would be turning around and saying, well, of course the FBI are going to try and put her in a mental institution when she's coming out speaking truth like this. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's being completely defamed because it. But and don't get me wrong, I'm sure people on the left are saying this. They're saying just that. They're saying, well, yeah, of course it'd be swept under the rug because it was Donald Trump. Now, on the right, people are turning around and saying, well, of course we shouldn't be listening to this. It's already said that she was fucking nuts. The truth is we look at this honestly in the middle, I'll read this into you in a second. If we go straight down the middle and we're honest about it, we don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this first one was Redacted reported an unidentified female who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and that friends allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting the president. The friend said she was also abused by Epstein. Next one underneath was at the age of 16, while modeling, calendar caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, caller responded saying she was sexually assaulted by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Orrin, lured the caller and her friend upstairs, but they escaped back downstairs. Caller said Orrin and her Orrin raped her best friend and a third brother, Tal, raped a 14-year-old girl named Redacted. Caller named individuals involved in these big orgy parties with her and other young girls. The older Victoria's Secrets model including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. There's another one. An online complaint reported she was a victim and the witness of sex trafficking ring to Donald Trump's golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes. I can't say that.
Rancho Palos Verdes.
Yeah, California, between 1995 and 1996. The complainant reported Ghislaine Maxwell as the madame and a broker of the sex parties. Clients whom included Epstein, Robin Leach, don't know who Robin Leach is, Donald Trump. The complainant reported that participating in the orgies, and some girls went missing, rumored to have been murdered and buried at the facility. The complainant reported that being threatened by Donald Trump, Trump's then head of security, that if she ever talked about what went on or who saw it, she would end up as a fertilizer on the back of a fertilizer for the back 9 holes, like the other cunts. And that's that one.
Do you know, I mean, the fact that some of these files are showing Trump and Elon Musk, I find it wild that, if you remember, was it last year when Elon tweeted out Trump's on the Epstein list?
Well, this is the thing, and
Do you think they'll have the fallout?
Well, don't forget, Ollie. During that fallout, he tweeted Trump is on the Epstein list, and then he was forced to stand next to Trump in the Oval Office when Trump was saying there was no Epstein list to speak of, with a black eye.
It's pretty weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty weird. The truth of the matter is, I don't care which side of the fence you fall on when it comes to politics. We haven't got a clue who these people are behind closed doors. You just see a show.
This is the wildest one to me. From redacted to redacted regarding Ghislaine Maxwell. Wendy, no problem at all. to include me on Epstein Maxwell notifications going forward. But I wanted to let you know that because of my unit move, the office has transitioned me off the case and added redacted. So if you wouldn't mind including her in any notifications, please, and thank you. I hope you're doing all right these days, given the circumstances. Original message. From redacted to rejected, forward regarding Ghislaine Maxwell. He called me wanting me to give him a secure email address. He is from redacted. The number came up is redacted. Original message from Brian Miller. Redacted email address to redacted. Subject Ghislaine Maxwell. Back in the 90s, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited a girl from a modeling career. Instead of modeling, she was sold as a sex slave. She was sold as a slave for sex and torture. Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death, as he tortured her and me. He tortured her and me to force her murder. I need to get a passport to identify her. I will need some contacts. I think this is the guy saying that on the passport office. So you've got someone else has come forward there saying that they were sold as sex slaves, they were tortured, and she was. I read that as Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death, as he tortured her and me to force her murder. So that says to me that there was Prince Andrew, allegedly, 2 girls. He tortured both of them, and he forced one of them to kill the other.
It's this whole thing, mate, is just mental.
Well, this is it. And
that's not me saying it ain't real, but it's just
that's it.
to take in if it is real.
Well, the fact of the matter is that these things that we've been talking about is like, I'd say conspiracy theories, but they're kind of conspiracy theories that we've been believing for quite a long time. That when we were believing them, and like in the sort of early 2000s and even 90s, when we were believing them and looking at this stuff, and while the Pizzagate stuff especially was going on, and people were being gaslit into going, no, this is fucking ridiculous. There's no evidence to suggest that anyone in high society is doing these things or involved in these things. Well, there was evidence because people were coming forward.
Yep.
So, like there was
but
at
there
least
wasn't
evidence
the internet.
for a case. There was to an extent.
No, yeah, but there wasn't the ability to be able to spread it like wildfire.
There wasn't commentators and citizen journalists. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Because we were in a pre-YouTube era, and that's like people keep turning around and saying the internet, and they're right. But the thing is, this stuff was around back then, but you had to go to like weird websites with squirrely green writing. Do you know what I mean? And like most of them had like fucking stars in the background that moved and made it really difficult to read the writing. You know, those horrible early websites.
It's funny you should say that about the way things were back then. We took the kids to the park today, and the amount of parents at the park, even when the kids were what I would consider like I was allowed to go out and play at that age. But I was just thinking, I said to the wife, I said, you know what this is? I says, because if we were going back to the 90s, our kids would be probably playing in the park on their own, because I did. But that's because we didn't know. But the thing is, the danger's probably always been there. You know, it's just we're aware of it now.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But also at the same time, and I'm not going to go off track here, but I think that might be a reason to make the children weaker, don't get them playing on their own. Don't get them, don't get them fucking venturing out and doing shit because there's that big worry about the monsters.
Do you know what I had a really weird thought today on the difference between school when I was growing up. This is a little bit of a tangent, but there's definitely
I'm here for it.
I think there's a reason for it because I don't know whether there's more predators now or whether it's the same amount, but we hear more about it now.
This is what I was saying to the wife.
Or whether it's I do think like maybe the like large spread like mass adoption of pornography might have turned people that were already freaks and pushed them over the edge a little bit. Do you know what I mean? When you've finished the fucking internet of porn and you're off looking for new stuff that you haven't seen before. Like, I think people could go to some fucking pretty dark places. I think that's what happens with, like, the elite thing, like the Epstein parties and things. If you take the, like, what sometimes feels like satanic, like, sacrifice elements out of it, and even that, right, even that could just be a trend. There could be nothing to it. It could just be fucking, oh, yeah, what we did was fucking dressing up in robes and fucking sacrificing babies and fucking, do you know what I mean? It could all be part of a fucking some sort of sadistic theater. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because they're Satanists, if they are Satanists, just because they're Satanists doesn't make Satan real. Do you know what I mean? It means like because he doesn't have to be real. If they might not even believe it. It's like, you know, in Bohemian Grove when you watch the ceremony of Bohemian Grove, especially if you watch the guy that broke into Bohemian Grove recently and you watch that ceremony and you look at it and go, no way do you believe what you're doing here. It is, pardon my French, gay as fuck, Ollie. Like,
a bit like the stuff that they do down at CERN.
No, because at least it's kind of cool. Some of it's kind of cool. Like
what about the Barima Barakovich, whatever her name is?
We'll get to Parappa the Rapper in a minute. But the
I'm glad we both see. I know exactly what you mean when you're saying that.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying about the thing is, like, when you watch they have like gaudy outfits and like you look at, like, I do not believe, like, when they're stood in front of the owl, if you're praying to Moloch, I don't think he expected you to be dressing up like you were in some sort of, like, I would say well funded school play production. Like the kind of school that's funded enough to like buy their own costumes rather than make the parents buy them themselves. So I think there's an element of cosplaying in it, and I think there's an element of these people have got everything now. So where do they get their kicks when they've got everything?
A made up god.
Made up gods, made up fucking clubs, fucking victimize people. You've done everything, you're hollow inside, so what do? You take that anger out on other people.
Or, on the flip side of it, it's very real.
Oh yeah, it's very real, and they've got their power and money because they're sacrificing fucking people to the Dark Lord. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, I have not put my chips on the table here for either side of these. I have bet neither red nor black.
If you were a betting man, what, 50-50? 70-30?
I certainly wouldn't be betting more than I can afford to lose on either.
If I was a betting man, I would put 99% of it down that they are worshipping something that's very real.
Maybe. I really don't know. I really
1% it's bullshit.
That's a big
1% it's bullshit.
You went 50-50 a second ago. Now
no, I
99%.
said, are you 50-50?
I'm 50-50. Yeah, I'm 50-50.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because it doesn't have to be real for it to be dangerous. That's why it doesn't. It almost in a way it doesn't matter.
No, they created a monster.
Yeah,
Don't have to be real.
Yeah. I wasn't going to bring up Marina Abramovic, but now we've got to this shit. Did you see the pictures? You did see them because we were talking about them earlier.
I watched that documentary as well.
Yeah, so hang on a second. These were the photographs, weren't they? The people that I watch on YouTube can see it. And this fucking crazy old bitch that looks like just anybody's nana has been. I can't remember what this. This
She looks like my auntie.
Yeah, this is art from the EU building in Brussels. I've been to there. Do you know what the weird thing about Brussels is? Just before you get there, it's one of the only times I've seen like one of those giant doors. You know, like it.
I remember you saying that. Yeah,
yeah, it was like it was like a different building I was looking at. There was some fucking incredible buildings in Brussels, but yeah. Anyway, for audio listeners, it is like what looks like a child, which I think looks like her. I think she is.
I mean, she does look like the hairstyle similar.
Yeah. But I can imagine her looking like that when she like this when she was a child. So anyway, the first image is a girl like terrible art as well, like terribly drawn. A young girl that appears to be like kneading a small child in a glass bowl, like you would like knead bread.
Yep.
The next one is like what looks like two small children on a patchwork quilt being cut up.
Do you know what the colour of that patchwork children is? It's like that fucking elephant. You remember the elephant?
No.
No, there's a patchwork elephant that all kids have these days, and it's exactly the same patchwork. Which I find quite interesting because they put this into children. But
it's weird. Just hang on, Ollie. There's another one of two children cutting the legs off another child, and then there's another one of two children in two red dresses that are also chopping children up. I have a video of this perfectly innocent nana doing what I can only say is like the worst Freudian slip that anyone's ever heard. I'll just see if I've got. Just let me blow this up. Let's make sure I've got this volume turned up on this video.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first.
Do we need that again? Do we do?
Yes,
would we like to hear that again?
Yeah? Again.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's play the game at home. Can you catch the Freudian slip?
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are.
I love the fact that she stumbles over after that. It's like she goes, the babies we eat, the food we eat, and you can see in the back of her mind she's going, fucking hell, Janet, you've done it again.
Do you see her eyes?
They look dark. It's fucking like 7-8p.
It's not even 7.
It's not even a P, is it?
Or whatever. Yeah, that's a weird slip.
It is a weird slip.
But do you know when they do slips like this? I feel like it's not a slip.
I think it's a slip. I think it's a slip because I don't think. I think they're used to this shit. You see, I think these people that are moving in these circles are used to just being in these circles.
It's why I don't think it's a slip, because how long ago was that?
I'm not sure.
So
Look like then.
Yeah, I reckon that's
she's
probably,
dead now, I think.
Yeah, that's prior to all the Epstein stuff, and I think that is for a little bit of a joke for some of the people that may be in the audience.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it is.
There was no laughter. There was no, and she skipped over it. She slipped. She stuttered.
I think she put a signal out there.
All right, so not a joke.
A joke, a signal, or whatever, you know. I think.
Well, no, because a joke suggests it's not real.
Well, here's the thing as well. So this is an art museum. I mean, I've seen some shit art, but at what point
Maybe you
does
just
someone
didn't appreciate it.
What point does someone present that, and and they go, "Oh, that's amazing." Oh, it's like, I think we need to. We need to speak.
Yeah,
about,
I think we need to
speak about Simon.
We need to take the pencils off Nana.
Have you seen what he's drawn? he's drawn a child in a bowl, a child missing a leg, two other children
removing said leg.
It's a little, where's... I suppose it's art though, like, anything goes.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it?
I blame Van Gogh.
The catch-all is anything's art that causes an emotional response. So if you're, which I find really fucking wild, because the same people that say that to me would then shout down like shock comedy and stuff like that and say, oh yeah, well, or like, it's again, I'm not. He's a fucking strange character, but old Nick Fuentes, like, he says stuff just to get a fucking reaction, like lots of stuff.
While we're on the art thing, mate, just quickly, I told you about the Geiger thing, didn't I? I've got a Geiger book, H.R. Geiger, the guy that did the Alien.
Yeah.
And he said he drew these from dreams. Mm-hmm. There is a picture in that book. And I don't know how I'm going to describe this, because I don't think it's even going to pass fucking Spotify, never, let alone YouTube.
Yeah.
But there is an old man in an alleyway with Minor in the book. This book was published. That painting he did. Now, I don't... it's fucking... It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I mean, that is what that. I fucking love the Alien films, but was that man's head full of fucking demonic shit? Probably. And maybe that's what it takes to get to the top, because he got to the top. I don't know. It's weird.
I've got one more thing to read here. Then there's another clip which we will play, and then it's an old Mike Tyson one, but we'll play that, and that'll probably give us some little chat before we start wrapping up. But this starts so fucking innocent. Shout out to Red Panda Koala for this one. This is from Jeffrey Epstein to the COUQ Foundation. To William Doherty at JP Morgan. Please wire $11,438 from my account. Would you like to know what his account name was called? For what the name on that account was called, Ollie?
Child missing a leg. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be fucking wild if if one of Jeffrey Epstein's bank accounts was called Baal?
Seems perfectly innocent to me.
B-A-L. Baal. Sorry, B-A-A-L.
And you say it might not be real.
No, no, because that, like I said, just because they're just because a furry dresses up as a wolf doesn't make them a wolf. It just means they're fucking into weird shit.
Jeffrey Epstein, I think there's something about this man that it's deeper than just child trafficking. It's deeper than just doing the most despicable things you can possibly imagine to little ones. I think there's something else to this to the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Well, one thing, if I can be fucking pleased about this, because there's a few photographs and videos that have come out with it as well, which I didn't bring up because like most of this show's audio, so there's no point playing like a silent video. So there's videos out there of Jeffrey Epstein like playing with kids in his kitchen, you know, like running around. Which, I mean, to be perfectly honest, if it was any other person and not like one of the world's most prolific pedophiles, you wouldn't think twice about it. It's, you know, it's a guy.
Does it just look like a guy having like a grandpa?
Yeah, well, so the obviously the it's like they've gone to.
I don't think I've seen this.
No, they've gone to great lengths as well to hide the identities of the children. Rightly so. But like to the point where there's black squares like on the kids, but even their feet, like, you know, so obviously if you've got like a static square,
yeah,
like the feet move out of it. The feet have been removed with AI.
That's weird.
So like you can see you can see where something should be moving underneath it, but you can't see anything. Like there's no feet there. So like they've gone to great lengths to conceal the identities of the victims. So yeah, so you get a thing of like, you go, well, that's a small square.
So you can't even identify the race either of the child.
No.
Just that it's a little square box.
Just that it's a little square box being chased around a kitchen by Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. It's clearly a child. Don't get me wrong. Like you can't mistake this for being anything but a child.
Could be a midget.
Could be a midget. Could be a midget. I hadn't thought of that, Ollie. I'd say they were too tall for a midget. Too tall for a midget. Too short for an adult.
Please tell me fucking Willow's not on the Jeffrey Epstein list. I love Willow.
Would it surprise you?
Yeah.
The guy though, like, would it surprise you? Little mini.
I like him. He went on holiday with Carl Pilkington. It was well funny.
He looks too much like what's his name? Prime Minister.
Keir Starmer.
No.
Prime Minister? You just said Prime Minister.
Ex-Prime Minister.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I can't remember this.
Oh, fucking dick. Fuck a dick. What's his name?
Would be MK Ultra.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe we've moved.
Do you know what? Let's go outside, because if we've shifted to a timeline where he was never Prime Minister, we have won.
Maybe he ain't even real.
We're going to go outside. It's just going to be rainbows and flying cars.
What's the dickhead's name?
I feel
oh my God. What's his fucking name, Lee?
How
has this happened?
I don't know. Should we move forward so we don't look so stupid?
Yeah. Please.
Anyway, that he looks too much like that Prime Minister. Tony fucking Blair. He's a mini Tony Blair.
He's an evil-looking bastard now. Have you seen him?
Yeah, and that's just the dwarf.
Warwick Davis does not look like Tony Blair. Warwick, if you're listening, I love you. Lee clearly doesn't.
Yeah, so there's there's videos of that. There's also videos of him, which kind of look like he's on his island. It looks like someone nice and tropical anyway. And they're like he's got like children sitting on his lap. I think this is a breakthrough for normies. Because as I've always said, one of the reasons I thought the Whether she was an asset or not, I'm still undecided on whether Virginia Guthrie was an asset and she was supposed to come out with a story.
I'm 50-50 on that.
Yeah. And it's the fact that it was a young girl who was 17. She was attractive, legal in Prince Andrew's country of origin, illegal where it went down. So that, that's like play by the fucking rules of the court you're on. Do you know what I mean? So he was still committing crimes. The documentary came out, but very much that Epstein documentary on Netflix made it sound like Epstein's barely legal fuck island. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, he gets a load of models to give him hand jobs and give him back massages, and he makes them do things, and he buys them things, and he takes these girls in that doesn't have a lot, and then the next thing is, they will get iPhones and fucking watches and whatnot. And he's doing all these nasty things, and then he's asking them to do nasty things to other people that are his friends and his confidants. And I think, as disgusting as that is a lot easier to swallow for the vast majority of Netflix watching public than the truth of what was actually going on that island. And I think this is this crop of emails and some of the content that's on it, and regardless of whether the allegations are even true, it will force people to look outside of what they've been told was going on.
Yeah.
But
what were you saying about Mike Tyson?
Yeah, oh no,
please tell me he's not involved.
No,
fucking love Mike.
Not Big Mike. No, he's not Big Mike. We know Big
he's
Mike.
Little Mike, though we'll call him Little Mike to his face.
He's Medium Mike, right? This was Big Mike on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Whatever you think a human did to another human being, it happened. Yes. Anything, I don't know, fucked him, ate him, whatever it is, it happened.
Somewhere in history it definitely happened. Yes. It probably happened somewhere this year.
Yes. And sometimes in these special camps and stuff, it happens. These people own these thousands of acres and nothing grows on them. And just keep it there.
Weird ranches where people meet and do rituals.
Might want to hunt a motherfucker, let him go.
That's not outside the realm of possibility.
I know, that's why I'm throwing it at you.
I guarantee you there's been someone somewhere in the world who paid someone to hunt a person. I guarantee you that's happened.
No, this is what happened. They take these homeless people off the streets, put them in there, take them to one of these special hospitals. They take them from that hospital, may have them drugged up, take them on these large estates of property. Let's hunt.
Jesus
run.
Christ.
Nigga, run. No, really, I really believe that.
I think, that book, The Most Dangerous Game, didn't that come out in like the 30s? It's an old book about that very thing. Rich people hunting poor people.
The only reason we hunt the fox. Why is the only reason we hunt fox?
I think there's their fur.
The fox is the only one that backtracks.
Oh, because it's sneaky.
He's the only one that backtracks. Like if he chases, he'll go forward and then he'll come backwards and go this way
to trick you.
Yeah, that's why that's the only really challenging. That's the only challenging chase. Everything else is too easy. It's too simple-minded. The fox is the only one that's challenging.
Oh, that's interesting. And that makes sense. I never thought about it that way.
And so now they say, well, the fox is the most reasonable animal. Let's try a human animal, see how reasonable he is.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed someone's done that.
That's
if you
why
think of all
they
want
to challenge reasonability.
Yes.
Let's see how he thinks. How does he think? How is he superior than us? Why are we superior? They're not going to do anything they think that's inferior than them.
Yeah.
They're gonna study what they're gonna attack or what they're gonna make their victim.
You don't have the clip of Joe Rogan and the ice thing, do you?
No.
Never mind. We should have started with that.
That wasn't what I thought it was. That anyway.
No, but that's perfect because I think that's probably one of the things that does go on.
But see, this is the thing. Like, I think there's a lot of. I don't know if willful ignorance is the right word. Like, it's not. It's almost like the interesting part of that clip isn't Mike Tyson. The interesting part of that clip is when Joe Rogan turns around and says, he said, where Mike says, "Oh, you know they've got these big ranches," and Joe turns around and said, "What? Yeah, where they take people and do fucking rituals and shit." Before Mike even gets into the hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's something that like it kind of you would be
No,
thinking.
because they hadn't started talking about that yet.
I'd have to listen to the full podcast to see how that conversation went.
Yeah. See, it's the fact that you because people turn around and say, "Oh, like I don't believe."
Joe Rogan's been told some shit, 100%.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I don't believe. People turn around and say, "Oh, well, you don't get to a Joe Rogan house without joining the club." I don't believe that. People might call me naive. That's fine. I'm down for it. Fact of the matter is,
he's Aleister Crowley. You're not seen the likenesses.
That fittest flat earther guy that keeps doing the likenesses of people. Like, I fucked with the idea of getting him on the show. He's a fucking retard. Like, he's a genuinely retarded, that guy. And like everything he does, he's like one of these people now that makes us look stupid. Everything he does is for clicks. Everything he does.
Did you see the what's his name? The NASA guy. He put him with Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, I like at the time when I was going to email him about getting him on the show because you could have done. Danny had him, and I listened to the interview he did with Danny, and I thought you're a fucking cunt.
Why don't you invite him on, and then right at the end of the podcast you can call him that?
No, I'm not a drama farmer. The last thing I want to do is to think that we would give him a single viewer. No,
yeah, I do think there's people out there that just kind of fucking make shit up for like this. Look at this wrinkle. This guy's
his stuff is dead cool.
This guy has the same wrinkle. This guy. Yeah, so's my granddad.
His shit was dead cool
but
at one point. Like he's like they were to the point. I don't know where I stand on most of the flat Earth stuff, but it was fucking entertaining.
It might have been his stuff that I saw the other, like literally, I think either today or yesterday, where somebody said Owen Wilson is Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, I think it would have been. We've also been told by somebody that will remain nameless, but is like much higher profile than him, and like a lot of other people that that believe he is an intelligence asset as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Rogan side of it, I think there's people that can get to a certain level, and Rogan's obviously got to a huge level, and they'll try and get fucking invited in, and depending on who they are, who their friends are, who they're friends with, what advice they're given as well from the right people, I think it was very fucking important. I don't know if you watched the interview where Patrick Bet-David was on Rogan. The end of that podcast is super weird.
No, I've not seen that.
And Patrick Bet-David is like, look, it's like, Joe, you're really important. People need you. We need you. You're my friend. Being my friend comes with a certain level of protection. I just want you to know that you're my friend. It was super weird. So I think there's a load of people that can get up to the door of the house and they choose not to go in.
I think
but they just quickly, they choose to stay the fuck quiet about it as well.
Yeah, I think there's people that have opened the door. They may have done the shit. They may have never done the shit again. Eventually they kill themselves because they can't live with the shit that they've done to get to the top. I think that's definitely a thing.
Maybe. There doesn't seem to be a lot though, does there? Isaac Cappy seems to be an anomaly.
Is he? Like, I don't know. Like, I could never do shit like that. But I have no idea what situation goes down with these people and what sort of I think there's levels to this shit where just at one moment they step up these levels and then they get to this level and it's like I think they could put that right. Let's introduce it now. They're at the level, and some of them will go over that level, and then immediately they'll be like, "What the fuck have I done?" And then that's when you see them rise to fame. But you'll see, fucking hell, look at how much they've deteriorated because they can't live with what they've done. So maybe that is a thing.
It often said about people going to power as well, isn't it? Like power ages people. The only one that hasn't aged is Trump. Like if anything, I think he's. I mean, obviously he's getting older, but like it doesn't seem to have phased him in the same way. I say Obama, like
he looks younger.
Obama walked in the White House day one. It feels like he nipped out to the shops later on with white hair. You know, like he aged incredibly fast.
That's one that I find. You know, when every time I see all this stuff with Obama, and then I see him with George Clooney, and I see them on a speedboat together, and they're like looking at the camera, and then
with the young Asian
this little Chinese little boy. And I'm like, is this fucking real?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's wild that. I can't remember. Somebody tried to play that off as well as being nothing. You go, oh, was it? And then it seems to be that George Clooney's fiddling with his trousers. After, you know, fuck.
Maybe that little Chinese boy was just like, I don't know, lighting the cigars for him. Like, pouring the champagne.
Even that's grim. Even that's like, bring me my Asian child with the lighter, please. Like, that's not ideal. I'd still rather my ex-politicians and like actors didn't have lighter children.
Yeah, children shouldn't play with fire.
No, or go to fucking islands.
If you want to ask me what's going on that island, I think it goes deeper than trafficking. I don't know if I said this on the podcast with you, or if I was on with Nick. I think the cloning. I'm going to put that out there. I think there's fucking cloning. I think with all these big celebrities, I think there's a lot of heinous stuff that goes on those islands that is covering up something bigger, and I think that is possibly fucking organ harvesting or cloning.
Well,
or both.
That's one of the things, wasn't it? That was that's not really spoken about Epstein. I think one of the best places. I think one of the best podcasts. If you can go, if anyone wants to listen to it that hasn't listened to it already, if someone talked about Epstein, was Brett Weinstein, or Weinstein, whatever we call him, talking to. I forgot what the British guy's name is. His podcast is called Modern Wisdom, and that was where Brett Weinstein referred to meeting Jeffrey Epstein when he was a tenured professor at Harvard, I think.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember. He wanted to speak to him about like evolution, biology, which is his field. And he said what did he say?
Didn't he say there was something about that man?
He said like he said he's a construct. He said as far as the Jeffrey Epstein is a construct because everywhere you see it written is like Jeffrey Epstein financier or successful financier Jeffrey Epstein. He said then what happens is someone messages Jeffrey Epstein, your brain fills the blank in. You go, oh, Jeffrey Epstein financier, or Jeffrey Epstein, oh, the famous financier. What he was saying is like he had nothing to do with being a financier.
Didn't he say something about like that man is not who he's saying he is?
Yeah. And he seemed to collect scientists. Avi Loeb's name is all over those things. There's like fucking 5 or
That's
6
weird.
different emails. I haven't looked at the emails. Like literally before we came on this podcast, that Graham Levesque guy, which I don't particularly like, if I'm honest, one of the UFO guys on X, I find him a bit repugnant, but shout out because he peopled it up. He had this thing of like looking at what like names that were in it, so I haven't had a chance to go back and look at see what Avi Loeb was in it for. But just the fact that his name is in there is weird.
It's weird.
But yeah, I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to call fucking Levesque repugnant. I just think he's one of the fucking whingers. You know, like that keeps snapping back and forwards at people. I know. I realise the irony there is me snapping at him while I'm complaining about him snapping at other people. But you know what I mean. At least I'm doing it in the clubhouse, not in public.
This is the clubhouse.
Yeah.
The fun house.
But see, someone's made a complete, like, faithful, almost photorealistic. Well, look, it might not be photorealistic if you're in it, but it looked pretty fucking photorealistic to me when I saw the picture of it. Of like 1-to-1 scale replica of Epstein's Island inside Roblox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For children to play around in.
The children's game which has a massive predator problem.
I wonder
is
how.
very same.
I wonder how. I mean, I don't know how big that room is, but is that what they call it? How big the room is? You know, when the hits that the room gets, that all the people that play in that room. I bet that's.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'd guess. I bet it's massive.
Probably. There was a little bit of me thought that, oh, should I go and just have a little check around there? And I thought, no.
You should. Maybe we should fucking do a live show where we both fucking take a wander round Epstein Island.
Start doing podcasts from inside Roblox.
No, it's not a good idea, is it?
It's not a good idea.
Really not a good idea.
Yeah, look, I'm
grown
sure
men should not play Roblox. If you're a grown man playing Roblox, stop.
This is 100% right. Like, grown men shouldn't be on Roblox.
If you're making Roblox stuff and making a lot of money, then I kind of get it.
Would you like to know something interesting? Because I've when it comes to these things with voice chat, because, and don't get me wrong, I realise that lots of these predators apparently have like voice changes to make themselves sound young. Right. We'll deal with that. Maybe there's something that technology can do to see through that. There is do you know children aren't supposed to use Meta Quests at all? Like, you're not even supposed to.
Until you're like 15 or something.
Yeah, and there's like a children's account you can have for it as well, but to the point where the Facebook overreach is, even if you hand the headset to a child to play, and they hear the child speaking, not like voice chat. I mean, like, they're in the room to you, talking to you while they're on the headset. The headset picks up a child's voices using the headset, and they send you an email saying, excuse me, you shouldn't have a child using that headset. Can you confirm this was you and not a child using your headset? So then you've got to email them and go, no, it was me, and it was picking up background noise. Right? I think that's parental overreach, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to let your kid play a VR game on a headset that you've bought, I think it should be fucking up to you.
I'm not being funny, but if you've just bought a Meta Quest and you've got a 10-year-old that's walking around the house,
and they want to have a look at a fucking dinosaur, you're going to let them look at the fucking dinosaur. Yeah.
As a dad, you're going to go, do you want to see this T-Rex, son? Yeah.
Gonna have to wait 10 years.
Hard fucking lines.
Yeah.
Look what daddy can do.
But what I'm saying is, there is absolutely no reason why Roblox can't turn around and say, this is a game for children, and if we hear an adult voice on it, we're going to email you and go, hey boy, watch your game.
Well, why can't they just have a Roblox adult section and a Roblox?
Because I don't think the adults. I don't think the adults that play Roblox would go to that section, Ollie. I think they're very happy in this section with the kids in it. I think if anything, I think that's a unique selling point to them. Actually,
Yeah, I think you're right.
but it's the whole fucking thing is.
Which motherfucker
It's
made
fucked.
Epstein Island? And it's
I know.
why is it? And are they being questioned by the
It's
creators
took
of
some,
Roblox?
It's took some fucking time though. They've done a good job.
Have they? I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to. We need to go into this shit. Listen, if you
Maybe-
want me and Lee
maybe if
to
we
go
go-
to
maybe we go
Epstein
together.
Island,
Maybe our cover story. If anyone tries to speak to us, like, no, we're dead old and gay. Go away.
I'll bet you any money in this Roblox game that temple that's really shit.
You can go in it.
Yeah, but I bet it's got an elevator. But it goes down.
Maybe.
Bet you.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's gonna be some more stuff come out of this. Like it's just a minefield. I hope people enjoyed listening to this podcast because if it's done anything, maybe it filtered some of it out for you. Because like I've been sat there all weekend like bookmarking stuff, and then we took like an hour before the podcast to try and sort through some of the things, and it's the problem with Twitter, isn't it? And this is what I was meaning before about like influencers and for whatever good or bad that there is with influencers being so prominent nowadays. At least it means that you can pick one of the ones you trust, like a Glenn Greenwald. It is Glenn, isn't it?
Glenn?
No, there's two Greenwalds, isn't there?
Glenn.
Yeah, it is. Who's the other Green? Oh no, sorry, I get mixed up with Green Street. That's the different. That's the guy. It's Glenn Greenwald's the
Stephen Greenstreet.
Stephen Greenstreet is like the hacky journalist
UFO
guy.
guy.
Yeah. And Greg Greenwald's fucking great. He's like freedom of information requests, all this stuff, puts it all out. I think he's a really good follow. I think everyone. How he's not been on Rogan, I have no idea. Because Rogan's referenced him like a ton of times. So how he hasn't been on Rogan, I have no idea. But yeah, it's just finding those people, isn't it? It's finding the people that have the useful accounts that you can look at, and they're not scattergunning it. They're just putting the interesting stuff out, and so it's not getting all lost. Again, I think Red Panda Koala is fucking incredible for some of the stuff he puts together. It's a resource. Like what he does is a resource for other podcasts. You know?
Shout out to Red Panda Koala.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's kind of us tonight, mate.
It is, mate. I'm going to sleep really fucking badly tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I thought so. It's pretty fucking gross, isn't it?
It is, but I'm pretty sure we're going to probably. I mean,
we'll see. Maybe tomorrow.
I think we're probably going to be off UFO shows for a little bit because this seems to be fucking. It's only just started to grow toenails. This thing's going to go mental.
Speaking of UFOs, you see, Corbell put another UFO video out.
I did see a clip of it on X, yeah.
Seems to be recorded on what can only be described as a type of root vegetable, maybe a potato, in night vision. And it's...
So the usual suspects.
What are you showing me? What are you there is lights there, and then someone else said it's geese. And you go, oh mate, I don't know. What glowing geese?
Said what's going on. It's been every so often someone just goes, here you go. And he goes, what do you want me to do with this? Just put it out, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Put it out.
Yeah, how about you
Carry
don't
on
ask
being
questions?
weaponized.
I wonder if he gets checks with it.
I think he just gets given it.
Gets given it the revenue
given the
is the
information.
reward.
Because that's all you need. He doesn't need money.
Why?
Listen, give us information. We'll put the information out. If that gives us money, then you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Good old Jezza.
Everyone's paid off by Mossad Butters.
I feel like I need a good UFO show after tonight. Fucking hell.
I know. We'll see what we do. Like I say, we'll see what comes out for tomorrow. We never know. We might be back on this stuff again. Remember what Ollie said at the beginning. If you want to do all that lovely stuff, that's great. We will be back tomorrow with more happy bedtime stories with the guys. Other than that, Ollie, take us out.
Put it in your bum.
That's a terrible thing to say after this show.
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah, is that what you said? Is that what you said to Epstein?
They won't let me.
No. You better have $100,000 for me.
It's the last
Right,
thing
I'll see you
I said.
later.
That's the last thing he heard before he died. I'm not saying anything else.
Right, see you later, guys. Ta-ra.
I'm installing Roblox.
I did it while we were talking.